Don't let the cute video, this was just an autoplay from the New York Post here, fool you. Shocking video shows masked gunman opening fire on New York City sidewalk. Yup, and there was a kid there. It looks like, from what we can tell from the other video that's provided, as well as along with the still screenshots from the closed circuit cameras, the security cameras that were from the store outside, somebody was being hunted, okay? And then the guy being hunted bowled over this mother and her child. And then the gunman, not missing a step, fires at close range to hit the guy. And as you can see, they are right there. And he was totally undeterred. There's more video of it, and it'll be in the link to this article. And holy fuck, it's frightening. I don't think the kid or the mother's been shot, but we'll go through the story here. Shocking new video captures the moment a masked gunman opens fire on a guy as two kids try to take cover from a barrage of bullets in the Bronx sidewalk. The chilling surveillance footage shows a 24-year-old target of a gunman running and then colliding with two innocent young bystanders as he tries to avoid his assailant, who is dressed in all black, in the Sheridan Avenue of Mount Eden Parkway just before 7 p.m. Thursday, according to cops. The gunman fired at least 12 times at the man, who at one point crawls on the ground entangled with the kids. It looks like she's a little bit older, but you know what? Hey, it could be kids. I'd imagine they probably have a decent description of this because somebody should have been down there to try to figure out what the fuck went on, and they have a little bit of evidence here, obviously. So yeah, that's some of the still photos, and like I said, the video will be linked, but we're going to try to keep this one not age-gated. Not like I really care, but we can just show the stills. Yeah, it fired at super close range, and then the guy getting shot was trying to push the kids in front, and it was a total scene, to be completely honest. The shooter fled afterwards on a scooter. Cops said, oh, sweet. The victim was shot 3 times, once in the back, once in the leg, and privately taken to Bronx Lebanon Hospital, where he is expected to survive. Wow. The kids were not injured, thank God, but the family friend said relatives plan to launch a GoFundMe. Of course, they're trying to monetize this. Hopefully it all goes to the kids, but who knows. Gun violence is too much, a 31-year-old Bronx oh my god, you're blaming guns on this one? God, you're fucking stupid. How about the spike in crime in New York City and nobody being charged with anything? The police being completely and utterly defanged under the reign of Bill de Blasio. Not just over the past year, but you go back farther in his tenure as being mayor, and it's been horrific. It's made Koch look like Rudy Giuliani 1.0. It's a horrific place. And to just go, oh, there's too much gun violence around here, you're fucking retarded. Everything is just too much. He was careless, heartless, obviously. The woman, who would only give her first name Kat, said she doesn't feel safe in the city anymore. Very much so. Very much so. I see all this nonsense every day, all day, day. You know what I'm saying. I've got a baby. Of course you do. Nilda Hawk, a 75-year-old woman who lives near where the shooting took place, said the neighborhood has gotten bad. Yeah, that's a story of pretty much every part, every neighborhood, every borough of New York City at this point, because hey, they don't care. It's all about looking good for those Twitter activists out there. All about putting on a show for them. Oh yeah, we're with you, definitely, 100%, at the detriment of law-abiding citizens who want the police around, who support the police. They just, perhaps, if they do want reforms, they're probably along the lines of better training and more resources available to them so they don't get burnt out and they don't end up employing and recruiting less than stellar individuals. So you can deal with this shocking turn of events. Hopefully they find this guy. Obviously, he's covered head to toe. Looks maybe white, maybe Hispanic. I can't really tell, and they don't really provide a description. But other horrific shit that's happening in New York City. New York City mom who didn't want fat-ass baby indicted in son's malnutrition death. This one sucks. This one really sucks, okay? Because, oh my god, it wasn't even that long ago where there was that kid who was beat to death and his mother got like 3 months in fucking jail, where the stepfather ended up getting just about life in prison. And we have another example of this stuff happening again. Oh my god, if you don't want a kid, if you aren't prepared to have a kid, there are many outlets out there. You don't even have to include abortion, okay? You could have even done that beforehand, but once you bring a kid into the world, that's your responsibility. And there's really no excuse for this, and hopefully she faces a similar fate when she's locked up in jail. The Queen's mom, whose 7-month-old boy died from malnutrition, has been indicted on manslaughter charges. Oh, really? That to me seems like first-degree murder, if we're being completely honest here. How do you allow a kid, a 7-month-old kid, to die of malnutrition, and that's not planned out and premeditated? I don't get that one. Manslaughter. Two-tier justice system, people. Carla, don't care. 28 years old. Hope you go away forever. Who previously told the Post she was following the Bible with her baby's diet and wasn't going to carry a fat-ass child. Was arraigned Thursday on the 3-count indictment and held in jail. You're retarded. Her tiny son, Kamari, died October 30th, 2020, after first responders were called to the Queen's home. An autopsy found that the baby suffered from severe malnutrition. Kamari only weighed 9 pounds, 5 ounces, nearly 10 pounds underweight, according to Queen's DA office. It wasn't that she was lacking for money to buy food for the kid. But again, priorities. Tragically, during 7 short months of life, he suffered with too little food and barely any medical care. Queen's District Attorney Melinda Katz said in a statement, he died underweight with loss of muscle, bone, and other maladies. As alleged as defendant, the infant's mother was a sole caregiver who neglected medical attention and failed to provide basic sustenance for life to this helpless victim. Oh, God, these stories, there's no redeeming qualities in this lady here. I don't know how you allow your own flesh and blood to starve to death. I don't know how you get charged with only manslaughter for doing this, but that's the state of modern day New York City. I'm sure shit like this is happening on a much wider scale, and these are just 2 stories and just a tiny look inside the debauchery and degeneracy that is happening in all of these tiny cities around the country. Like, you take a look at what's happening in Chicago, and you can just pick a day in the week and you can find so many violent crimes that are happening, how many senseless murders happen each and every weekend. Nobody's doing anything about it. All they're doing is, oh, it's just all about the guns, we need to control the guns more, because that's clearly working. I don't get it. And really, I have nothing else to add on this topic because it's just so depraved, really. So I'll be keeping tabs on this one and hopefully updating you guys with future information as a trial goes on. But I'd imagine she's a woman. She's a woman of color. She's going to get preferential treatment. If it's her first conviction or run-in with the law, she'll probably get a light sentence because we've seen this happen over and over again, okay? Whenever it's one of the hot teachers out there, taking advantage of underage boys, they get, what, in a couple of months? And then like the other story that we talked about not that long ago. A woman who was aiding and abetting the man who was beating her kid to death copped a plea deal and is only going to do, I think it's 24 months, maybe? It's not fair. Justice is not served. And like I said, I hold out hope that a long prison sentence is in your future, but I also won't hold my breath on that. And as bad as New York City is right now, I foresee a darker future for Canada as a whole. Based on what we're seeing right now, this is the first time I've ever been not optimistic about the future, definitely at this level up here. So if you're interested in that, feel free to stick around. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut, get after it. Catch y'all later.